Thank you for registering, campers. Come sit by the fire and await your counselors, Michelle and Samantha. Welcome to Camp Fear.
Welcome to Camp Fear, where we talk about horror movies that are available for free on streaming sites like Tubi, Plex, Momitu, YouTube, all of them. As long as it's available for free, we'll review it.
We'll take a look. And today's movie is R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead.
So be forewarned, there will be spoilers ahead, so please watch it first and then come on back.
When his brother disappears and everyone forgets he existed, Sam must unravel the mystery before Finn is gone forever.
So this is R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead, but R.L. Stine didn't write this.
Oh, really?
I looked it up according to Tubi, it was by Jem Gerard, if I'm saying that correctly. So I don't know if they just slapped R.L. Stine's name on it and called it a day, and R.L.'s like, hey, it's a paycheck. So
I wonder if does he have a book for Pumpkinhead in like the Goosebumps series
I feel like
that maybe she adapted
maybe
and he was like gave approval?
that's possible.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I only know Fear Street. I don't know Goosebumps. So truth be told, I watched this when it first came out like 2 or 3 months ago. So my memory on the plot is diminishing.
Whereas I watched it about 6 days ago.
Okay, great. So here's Sam to tell you all about what happened.
So this lovely little family, a mother and her sons, move into a new quaint little town. They are city slickers. They're from the city. And the older son is about to turn 18, and he's like the stand-up son. He's super nice, is very personable. And then there's Sam, the little brother, who's I think 14, and he's a little more like, me, I don't want to be here. Why do we have to move here? I don't like me.
Yeah.
So being a little more bratty, as you do. I mean, you know.
Didn't his dad recently die?
Yeah, their dad
died. So he's also
died.
going through the grieving
mass
process.
grief, yeah.
So he lost his dad, and now he lost probably his childhood home to move to this new BFE place.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yep.
Kind of understand Sam a little bit. Okay.
Yep. And then as soon as they pull into their new home, the movers have already been there, and the sheriff had let them in, and the sheriff is like a couple doors down and like, hey. So the first person they meet in town is the sheriff and his daughter, who's also Sam's age.
Becca is her name.
Yes, Becca, thank you. And she's I really liked Becca.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Loved her too.
But yeah, so they are at the day they move in, there's the town festival, the harvest festival, and they're going to go to that, meet more people, and they get this nice big beautiful produce box from the farmer, and there are people like in the fields praying to the worshiping the land and pumpkin carving and all this fun stuff. And then Sam decides to go off and find so he finds a big old barn door, and he goes in. It's not locked, but there's chains on it. And he's like, oh, and he finds this big old knobbly pumpkin.
Yeah.
And it's
gnarly.
Like, I should say before, the opening scene is a kid running and this thing chasing it, like the scarecrow chasing him. So it's his face, that the kid that disappeared, whose face like flashes onto the pumpkin. And then, the old farmer is like, hey, get out of here, you little scrapper, you youngin'. So he heads out, and Becca comes in, is like, Sam, what are you doing? Trying to save him. Don't ever go near this farm. And so she takes him away, and he meets up with his family, and they're carving pumpkins and super cute. And he's like, you could do it without me. Well, you walked away. So they're like, well, you can still do one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then they get home, and turns out because Sam took that pumpkin.
Right.
He cuts it
stole
off.
the pumpkin.
But then there's like, it like oozes everywhere when he cuts the vine off. And I was like,
green ooze.
why would you take that? It's so gross.
Yeah.
It's like rotting in his backpack. And then the sheriff comes by. Oh, the farmer said Sam took a pumpkin. And he actually told his mom that, no, he gave it to him. So that was not true.
A little bit of a lie. Yeah.
And then good guy Finn, because Sam doesn't want to deal with it. He's grieving, and Finn, the older brother, is kind of taking pity on him, says, okay, well, I'll go take it back for you. So he finds where the pumpkin was laying, and goes to take it back, but then sort of trips the curse. And now Finn is the new Pumpkinhead. And the vine going into his throat.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh!
It like the vines come and like wrap all around you, and
then he's lost to the pumpkin, and then his face is on it and everything, and it's all back in its place. So Sam wakes up the next day, notices Finn's bike is still gone, and his mom is like, "What are you talking about? Who's Finn? He has been forgotten by all the adults."
Anyone over 18.
Yes, anyone over 18. He confides in Becca, and Becca is all kind of knows what's going on. I mean, she knows something weird happens in town.
She remembers friends from years back that would go missing because they took the pumpkin or something. And
they need to sacrifice a kid.
They need to sacrifice. Okay, that's right. So these kids are being sacrificed like one per year. And then anyone over 18 doesn't remember the kid. So when all the little school kids are like, but my friend is missing, even their parents are like, I have no idea who you're talking about. I've never had a son, whatever. And then when that person turns 18, when you turn 18, you also forget. So 18th birthday, you were just forgotten.
But the reason you forget is eating the harvest food from that land.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Because Rusty, later, the town hermit, who was so funny. I thought was so funny, by the way.
Yeah.
But Rusty remembers because he's never eaten.
Because he's not eating it.
Anything from the
farm.
farm.
Okay. Yeah.
So eating all the farm food and all that, that's what's going to make you forget if you're 18 or over. So the family the mom had made like that huge meal with the produce that they got that day at the harvest festival. So she immediately forgot her son.
She's definitely a Stepford wife now.
Yep.
I
love that movie. Total side note. I love that movie. But yeah, so mom is just doesn't know who he is, and then is asking Finn or Sam, "Oh, do you want to play video games tonight? We could do this and that and the other." And he's like, "That's all I've ever wanted." But he's got to go find his brother. So he's like, "Mom, would you ever forget me?" "No, of course not. You're my only son." And I was like, "Aw, poor kid." So it was a really cute moment. And so yeah, they go out and see Rusty, who knows what's going on in town. It turns out his sister was the first to disappear.
Okay.
And then it's revealed later. I guessed it early on, or early-ish on, when Rusty came into the picture, that Rusty is actually the farmer's son.
Yes.
And the first girl that disappeared was his sister, the farmer's daughter. So they've all forgotten except him because he's never eaten the produce. What is it? He opens up his trailer and grabs a can and is like, "I'm can to table." I
thought that
like all
chickpeas or something.
Yeah, it's like chickpeas and beets or like whatever. But
yeah, I'm can to table.
I thought that was such a clever line, and it's fun to see like these movies meant for younger kids have more clever dialogue than movies for adults sometimes.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah,
but that clever. But I also wonder how well this movie is going to age because of some of the slang and lingo that was used. Like, Becca says bingo card, or that wasn't on my bingo card. The mom goes, bruh. And Rusty had a bunch of them, but the one that stuck out in my memory was, he goes, "What the heck is even that?" Which is one of my favorite memes of this era. But I'm like, how well is this going to age?
Yeah.
Like, because those phrases are going to age this movie so poorly, I think. Yeah. But for people that were in this era of time are going to be like, just like 80s movies do now. We're like, what does that mean? Let's see. What happened next? There was so then they come up with this, there's the Pumpkinhead book, which I thought the book was really cool.
The book is cool.
It looked great. That prop was wonderful. But and the art in it. So they're trying to find a way to reverse the curse before Finn at midnight permanently becomes the pumpkin.
Because he'll also be 18. Is that because Finn's like a day before 18?
Yeah, he would turn 18 the next morning after midnight. So, but he's got to turn into a pumpkin. For the he's got to become the sacrifice, so they'll have the harvest next year. Okay. So that will grant them like the wonderful harvest that brought this town back to life. So Rusty, Becca, and Sam have to come up with a plan to get the book Becca and Sam get the book at first, and then that scarecrow
Mhm.
comes to life.
Yeah.
Which I thought the scarecrow looked pretty cool.
So the scarecrow was cool.
He looked really great, and I think most of it was practical with all the backbends. I think most of it was practical, and it looked really great. If it wasn't, I'd be disappointed because it looked good.
Yeah.
So Scarecrow tries to hunt them down. Rusty saves the day, and yada yada yada. Then they go to that evening or Halloween night, and Becca gets in trouble with Dad because they were on the farm and they're not allowed to go trick or treating anymore. And so they.
Oh, that's right. I remember this part. Okay.
Do you want to go over that part?
Yeah. So
they're going to watch a movie.
Yeah. The kids were supposed to go trick-or-treating, but because they got caught sneaking out or something with the harvest, right? They got grounded. Well, Becca got grounded. So Sam and Becca were like, okay, I guess we'll just stay in and watch a movie at home. And so they still have on their Halloween costumes, which is, non-copyrighted robot, whatever, their costume and werewolf.
Generic werewolf.
Yeah, generic werewolf, generic robot. So do they call their friends or do they just get some
They're waiting for trick-or-treaters that kind of look like them.
Oh, right. Yeah. So they're waiting for trick-or-treaters who are like their same height and everything. And they're like, hey, trick-or-treater, you can either work your ass off all night going door to door for candy, or you can have this entire bucket of candy. All you have to do is sit in my living room, wear my costume, and watch a movie. And P.S., if my dad comes over, just give a wave. So that's pretty much what happens, right?
Yep. And it was super funny because the dad comes in and talks to them, and they've got their hoods on, and they're shoveling popcorn and candy into their mouths, like under the mask. And I'm like, but that's the thing is, like, they're 13, 14-year-old kids. They're going to be a little weird. Like I would have probably sat there with my big old wolf mask on and been like,
oh yeah.
I
used to use plastic straws as chopsticks and eat M&Ms that way. Like you do weird things.
You're experimenting, figuring out who you are in this world. It's all good. But so I'm like, I totally bought that this would work at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and this guy's a sheriff. So he doesn't pick up that anything's weird, and he goes and like has this little heart-to-heart with his daughter, and he's like, "So are we good?" And she just goes,
just fist bumps.
Forget. A lot of thumbs up and fist bumps. I thought that was really funny. It's even funnier now recounting it. Like, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So then they meet up with Rusty, and he's setting off fireworks to get the guy out of the house. They're trying to get away from the scarecrow, and they finally trick it into a freezer. They get the book, and then they go to where Finn is, and you can see his face all like,
yeah.
There's a thumbnail. So you get this face on the pumpkin. So Becca finds the item, or finds the passage to reverse, but it's in Latin and it says like reverso. And she's like, I don't know. I think this is reverse. I'm just going to start reading it. I'm like, this could go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Really good or really bad. So she starts reading, and then the magic starts reversing, and then they get interrupted, and the actual bad guy is Daddy Sheriff. I don't say Daddy isn't Daddy Sheriff. I say Daddy as in like
Becca's dad. Becca's dad, who is also the only sheriff in this very small town. Yeah.
Is the bad guy. And I said Sheriff McBad guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the baddie, and he takes out his handcuffs and ties Becca off to the side, and he starts putting the curse back in place. So since we thought it was the farmer all along, and Rusty's all, you're my dad, your daughter's gone, and this is all because of you. And so it turns out that the sheriff has tricked the farmer. And because they forget all the kids, the farmer has no idea that he's doing anything wrong. Yeah. And I felt really bad for him. I was like, oh no. Yeah. So him and Rusty are able to have like a heart-to-heart. But the sheriff, because he's enacted this curse, I think he's the only adult who knows all the kids
really what's going on.
Are going. Yeah. He's like, this is a burden that I was willing to shoulder for the sake of this town. Yeah. So he sees himself as this big sacrificial lamb, that he's doing this for everyone else, but he's just harming everyone.
Just so they can have like plentiful crops to
Mhm.
give to the neighborhood. I don't know if they have like a farmer's market every other weekend where townspeople from
Yeah, because like
from the next town over come over.
it was never super established how big of a farm town this was. Like, do
Mm-mm.
they export, and stuff like that? Are
Yeah.
they for grocery stores or whatever to
Yeah.
keep the town alive? So so just keeping the town in bankrolled. So he's shouldering that burden, and oh, poor me. But Finn gets out of the pumpkin patch, so it's reversed, and he actually tackles and takes down the cop and like puts him in a nice little chokehold, and
Mhm.
then Becca is able to reach the book and continue the reversal.
Mhm.
Not before the vines get Sam,
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Sam is in her.
who
Yeah.
was the initial intended sacrifice.
Mhm.
So the vines start getting Sam, and Becca finishes the reversal, finishes the curse.
Mhm.
Scarecrow is attacking Rusty, I believe, at this point.
Okay. Right. Right.
And then the mom ends up, because once Finn is out of the pumpkin mound, his mom remembers him,
Mhm.
and she rushes to the farm, and
Yeah.
so she's there now.
And it's now past midnight, so Finn is 18.
Yeah, and Finn is good to go. They
Yeah.
remember him now.
Yeah.
But the plant had hold of Sam before the curse was finished.
Mm-hmm.
So when he goes up and is like, "Happy birthday, dweeb," to his brother, whatever he says, and they don't remember Sam.
No. Finn and his mom, they don't remember him at all. They're like, we don't know who you are. We will call, I don't know, children's services to like come.
And
pick
Rusty's
you
like,
up.
"Oh no, we're fine."
Yeah, and so Rusty, the town hermit, I guess, is going to take Sam
Yeah.
in and teach him his ways or whatever. So I think it was kind of set up for a sequel,
That makes sense.
the way that it was, because the curse is lifted, but no one knows who Sam is. So maybe Sam and Becca, well, Becca knows.
Yeah.
Maybe Sam and Becca, and with the help of Rusty, will go and like try to not unreverse it, but just that
Find a way to
part.
break him,
Yeah, find a
him
way to
out of
break
this.
him. Yeah. Excellent job.
I remembered most of it.
As you were like saying it, I was like, oh yeah.
I remember that
I
now.
remember that. Thank you. So what did you like about it?
I thought overall this was a pretty solid movie. And for a kid's movie, I was
Yeah.
not expecting it to have that sad of an ending.
Mm-hmm.
I was really heartbroken for Sam. I thought that the characters were believable.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the supportive mom. Becca as the best friend was really funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid plot. They carried it through. They didn't really drop any threads, like everything was pretty well carried through.
Mm-hmm.
The magic wasn't difficult to understand or
No.
anything, and there was no overdone magic. The sibling relationship, I thought the sibling relationship was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Finn like going and playing some games, and it's like, I thought the siblings were cute. I thought it was a pretty solid kids movie. For a kids movie
Yeah.
too, it was like I said, the dialogue was better than in some other adult movies that I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
The plot was tight, and
It was, yeah.
and the movie did not go on for too long.
Right. Yeah. That's what I liked about it. I think if you go into this knowing that it's a kids movie,
Mm-hmm.
You are setting yourself up for liking it. It's a great kids movie. It's a great Goosebumps type movie, Fear Street type movie. It's exactly what I would expect from R.L. Stine, even though I don't think he wrote it or really had anything to do with it aside from his name just being slapped on it. If I'm wrong, please write in the comments about how wrong I am. I liked the characters. Like you said, the plot, it was well written out. It was
Mhm.
well thought out. There wasn't
Well
anything.
paced.
Yeah, there wasn't any like filler, which if you have read any Fear Street books, most of the Fear Street books is just filler to get the word count in. So I liked it for that. The characters were cute. I thought Sam was adorable. Sam and Becca are going to get married,
Yeah.
and probably they're going to turn this into a trilogy, and the third one is going to be them getting married, and then
They'll have a pumpkin themed.
they'll have a pumpkin themed wedding. Yeah, yeah. I thought they were adorable. Yeah, I liked the practical effects for it. It was very tight. I liked it. What did you not like about it?
Like I said a little earlier, is I kind of wonder how the lingo is going to age the movie, because like for right now, yeah, a lot of that it's very relevant, but I don't think it's going to age as well through the dialogue. So I was kind of like, okay, we probably could have come up with something a little cleverer there and not rely on the tropes of the time. Not much to dislike about this movie. I'm nitpicking at this point. Is like maybe the harvest festival could have been more of a festival than
That's
more
true.
than like 3 tables of stuff. So like the festival didn't seem as big of a deal as verbally it was sold to us as. That this whole town is supposed to be into this, and it felt very sparse.
Yeah. For me, I will have to say, and I know that this is a kid's movie, but because I watched it 2 or 3 months ago, and I forgot almost all of it, it's kind of like, well, the plot might have been a little too basic, or not memorable enough, because I completely forgot most of it. I did remember liking it. I just don't remember really why I liked it until you refreshed my memory, and I'm like, oh yeah, I liked that. But because it's a kid's movie, I can't fault it for being basic, because I, as an adult, am not their target audience. For a 12-year-old, this is a perfect movie for them. So really, I can't say that my dislikes are good dislikes, because I'm not the target audience.
But also, and I run into this in like the book space all the time, is like, just because something is for a younger audience doesn't mean it can't be well done, well made, and good. There was some dialogue that was super clever. There were some moments that were super clever that I wish they would bring to adult movies nowadays, because things are being dumbed down so we can dual screen with our phones, and that is frustrating. But I thought this, like the one, I thought the most clever part that made me laugh out loud was Rusty. The music is coming to this fever pitch, like, and Rusty's leaning forward, and it's the sound of the chair that's making that sound. And I was like, clever.
That's cute.
So I thought it was well done for a kid, and enough for an adult to appreciate the little moments of it. So you can still have quality things that's meant for children. And I think this is one of them.
Right. I think the people who made this movie, directors, even down to the prop people, they really loved what they were doing. They put a lot of thought and time into it, and it shows on screen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So overall, what were your final thoughts?
Overall, my final thoughts are cute movie, well done, looked great, solid, tight story.
And how many marshmallows?
I would give this a solid 4 out of 5 toasty marshmallows.
Oh, okay. My final thoughts are pretty much the same. It was a very tight script, very well done, super cute kids movie. If your kids are just looking into getting into horror, this is a great one to start them with. Yeah, it's a good gateway horror movie. I give it, knowing it's a kids movie, 3.5 toasty marshmallows out of 5.
Awesome. That's a fair rating.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us as we talked about Pumpkinhead. You can like and subscribe if you want to.
Don't forget, get your friends to register for Camp Fear.